think what you get with this sweater in particular is you get a real softness in cashmere, a loftiness in cashmere, but because you're using 2 ounce of 228s, you still have real durability in the quality of the sweater that you're getting from us.
There's something about how the yarns are finished here in Scotland, specifically with the water or anything?
Well, absolutely. I mean, the water here is notoriously soft, and obviously we have a lot of it because it rains constantly.
There's some magic in the Scottish water that gives
absolutely. So it's one end of 228s times 4, twisted against each other and then run in individually on the machine. What you get there is something that looks and feels very modern, but will wash and wear beautifully and become softer and softer the more you use it.
You know, everyone thinks cashmere, warm, but
yeah.
It's actually something you can wear up into the 70s.
Definitely,
and
yeah.
it's not overheating you.
No.
It's just kind of regulating your temperature.
Well, obviously it just mirrors what the fibre was designed on the animal for. It mirrors that product, that deviation in temperature from very cold in winter to very hot in summer. And I mean, I always remember I was playing golf here at home and it was a really frosty morning, but the sun was out. It was probably late fall, and our course is hilly, so you have a climb all the way up to the 9th.
Yeah.
And by the time I got to the 9th, the sun was out and it was a hard walk, and the whole of my back was shining in the sunlight because you could actually see all the droplets of sweat basically
it was
had come
pulling off
through my sweater and was sitting on the surface. And fortunately I had a trolley that day, so I wasn't carrying.
Yeah.
And I never felt wet at all.
Yeah.
Nature's performance fabric.
But I looked like a silverback gorilla. That was the problem. So sparkling in the sunshine. So.
Yeah.
They actually take a piece of this yarn, put it on a board, measure it for its length, then they knit that same piece of yarn through the machine,
See what the
and then
length
they
is
lay it
coming out.
down and they measure it to make sure that the stitch length is consistent.
Yeah.
And that's something that hasn't changed in 17 years of doing this.
Yeah.
It's the same process every time, so that we know that what we're getting within this kind of distance and colour variation, you should always be getting that consistent size off this machine for that product.
That's awesome to hear.
As we spoke about with Michael downstairs, he spent a lot of time developing this sweater in particular. He's a technician with 35 years experience in this type of thing. There's been a lot of time and effort spent in getting this 100% correct for you. The rule is, whatever you would wash a baby in, when you dip your elbow in, is what you wash your cashmere in. So if it's too hot for a baby, it's too hot for cashmere. This type of product's been made here in Hawick for 70 years now, easily. Where it really kind of kicked off was in the 1950s with Grace Kelly, Pringle, Scotland, in that she wore a twin set when she was, I don't know whether it was before she was married to the Prince of Monaco, but around that time she was photographed in either Vogue or Tatler or one of these high-profile magazines. This is a cool part of the process, and it's the magic steam. When we press the garment finally, it sets that garment to its correct size. The quality of the product that we make here, the relationship that customers understand is that what you've just seen, the time and effort that is going into producing a piece of knitwear, and fundamentally it's a piece of knitwear, but it could be a friend for the next 20 years, you know, before it wears out. And I think customers understand that they're getting value for money, even though it's not an inexpensive price you're paying for your product.
Wow.